Hello and welcome back to All About Rava. Before I continue, please subscribe, comment, like. Your interaction and your engagement truly motivates me to continue to do this for fucking free. I'm not getting no money out of this, and this equipment was expensive, all of it. So please do me the favor and engage with me a little bit. It means the world. So, I've been away from posting for quite a while, almost a month, if not more. And it's because life happened, and I'm someone that if life is happening, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of what's in front of me. However, that doesn't mean that I haven't recorded. That doesn't mean that I haven't stayed consistent with the practice of recording. I have found myself unable to overcome the obstacle of posting a video while I'm editing the video, and it's been disheartening. I've been disappointed in myself. I have caved into beating myself up in a different way. It doesn't quite look the same as it used to when I was younger. You know, the idea that I'm never gonna be good enough, or that I'm never gonna amount to anything because I don't have the discipline necessary. And I really do want to prove myself wrong. I want to prove myself wrong, way wrong, that I do have the discipline, that I do have the courage of being seen as this imperfect human being, this contradictory human being. And by doing so, I'm able to post some content, even if I'm not the happiest with it. So this is another attempt, another recording to add to the list. And I'm very hopeful that I post this one. So, it's been an incredible month. I went to go visit my partner for 2.5 weeks, and that's where the derailment really began. I wasn't in my environment. I did bring my equipment. I brought my lighting, I brought my cameras, and I did record 2 videos, I believe. I don't remember now. I would have to go back and see that, but I'm not doing that right now. Let's be realistic. Being in that space that wasn't my space, and not having the comforts of my home really challenged me, and I couldn't find it in myself to post something that I wasn't happy with. So I don't know that you'll ever see those videos. I was also in a very moody place where I had a family member apologize to me, which was completely unexpected for something that they had done to me. And that threw off my emotional balance to the other extreme, right? Because it's something that I would fantasize in my subconscious and never let my consciousness fully integrate that fantasy of this person apologizing and trying to make amends with me. Not even in my wildest fantasies was that a possibility, but it was definitely buried in my subconscious as a desire. And I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with the apology. I didn't know what to do with the surprise. It did make me very emotional. It broke my heart that it is something that I didn't let myself really want or fully desire because I felt like I would never get it. And it showed me that no matter how harshly you judge others for the transgressions that you perceive them to have committed against you, that they can still surprise you, that their humanity can still be intact in some way, in some small way, and regret, guilt, shame, judgment, whatever it is that compelled my loved one to try to make amends, it pushed him to do so. And it says a lot about the potential that this person has. Now, I'm not no dummy. You know, as much as I desire to make amends with this person, I'm not gonna forget, right? Forgetting is a tool of stagnant human beings, and I am not that. I prefer accountability. I prefer relationships that make me feel like I am loved, because I am someone who loves deeply. I'm someone who will give you the shirt off my fucking back because I love you. You know, if you're cold or you're hungry, I will split my food with you just so that we both can eat. You know what I'm saying? I love so deeply that when I get hurt, when someone hurts me, that wound feels so much deeper than I can ever express. So I dealt with a challenge while I was on that trip to visit my partner. And I don't know that I have overcome it. I'm still processing. I'm also a slow processor of emotions and conflict. because of the trauma that I have faced when I was younger in my upbringing. And so I am slowly coming to terms with that event, with that surprise, and I'm still quite not comfortable with it. And I do know that I have to express myself to this person in ways that honor me and honor where I am in my process. So I'm looking forward to that. But it did stop me from uploading and recording because I just felt like shit and I felt like an emotional wreck and I didn't feel like the best version of myself and I just didn't want to show up on camera like that. And maybe one day I'll get over that shit, but right now is not the day. Today is not the day, darling. It is not the day. It is not the day. It's not the day. Then we arrived back to New York City, where we are from, where we live. And yes, I'm from New York. I'm a native. The girls who be talking about, oh, I moved to New York like 10 years ago and blah, blah, yeah. You're a transplant. You're not a New Yorker for real. But anyways, that's another topic for a different day. But as I went back home, I had that heaviness, and then I had a family member pass away. When it rains, it pours, motherfuckers. When it rains, it pours. So I'm dealing with the emotional instability of the surprise that I dealt with or that I received from my family member. And then another family member passes away, and we knew that they were on their way out. I went to go visit them, and I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that I went to go say goodbye. Doesn't make this any more easy than it is, right? And I can't imagine my cousins and how they're feeling. But there were also other factors that stopped me. And I'm not comfortable with divulging my private information. There were things at work that came up. There were issues with a haircut. And I did not like the haircut for the first week and a half. Luckily, my hair grows very fast, and so my hair has now settled into the haircut a little bit better, and it feels better. It feels good. I feel less self-conscious about being on camera, about walking around in the world with my hair with the way that it is now, but it did delay me further, and I'm trying to learn valuable lessons about vanity and what that really means. But ultimately, I couldn't escape the feeling that I didn't feel good enough emotionally, spiritually, physically to show up. And I'm glad that I listened. I'm glad that I gave myself the time to be away while still recording. Even if I tried and I failed at uploading anything, I still stayed on the course. I still continued to practice. I still continued to be in front of the camera and talk and yap out loud to myself and to the nothing. But it teaches you so much. If you are listening, if you are being honest with yourself and you're letting yourself really understand what's happening. And how crazy is it that I wanted to disregard my grief, that I wanted to disregard my pain and my discomfort so that I can, be productive, to continue to be in the rat race of producing and creating because of some stupid goal that I've given myself because I have high standards or because I want to create a media empire that has my face on it. It's incredible. It's incredible that I am so willing to disregard myself, and we're taught that from a very young age. If you are someone who grew up in a family of immigrants, you being the first generation born here in the United States, the first one to really master the English language, there's a high standard placed on your performance as a human being, as a son, as a participant in the family unit. And it's always unspoken, right? But that translates now to me being a grown-ass fucking adult, unable to fully realize my creative self because I'm worried about a level of perfection that I will truly never achieve, but that I believe that I have to achieve in order for me to feel safe, in order for me to feel like I have value. It's the saddest thing. I reflect on this all the time. I talk about it all the time with my friends. I try with my family, but mostly with my friends, this idea that it feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders if I don't get anything correct or perfect or fully disciplined the first time around. And I am way too old now to really care about that shit. So I am fighting the good fight and making sure that I do not cave to the hells of perfection. It's incredible what we put ourselves through without really tracing it back to our childhood, without really tracing back to our experiences growing up. But we have to. And we have to be honest with ourselves. That's the hardest part, is being for real, like being dead ass, like being like, yo, I am not the best at being kind to myself, and that's why I'm not kind to others. And that's why when people disappoint me, I want to tear their fucking face from their goddamn body. And that's why I harbor so much anger in my heart, because I'm so disappointed, not only in myself, but others around me, because it's a consistent cycle of disappointment. It's hard to admit that to yourself, right? It's hard to admit to yourself a multitude of other negative narratives that you engage with on a daily basis. But it's work that has to be done. There's literally no way that you can expand, that you can grow if you don't do this work. And I hope you do this work. I hope anyone who watches this video, if you get to the end of this video, that you know that the work is worth it. The work is worth it. It is painful. It feels like shit. You're gonna cry. It's gonna feel like you are killing old versions of yourself. But what's on the other side? It's incredible. What's on the other side is a belief in self that is unshakable. It is a trust in your ability, in your kindness, in your consideration, in your love of self and other people, that you can really rely on. It creates a foundation that is truly impenetrable. And people can talk shit to you or talk about you and just put you in this category of ain't shit human being, right? They can do all that shit, and at the end of the day, because you've worked on your foundation, because you've faced all your monsters, because you've been courageous, and through the fear you have acknowledged the shitty parts of who you are, and you have worked on changing them, because you have done that, shit just bounces off of you like it's nothing. And I hope this for you. I hope this for you. I hope this for anyone that this video comes across. It's what I believe humanity needs to face the darkness. I also talk about that a lot. The darkness is your friend. The darkness, the shadow, the parts of you that you are really scared of, go there. I'm not saying to commit no fucking crimes, because I would be liable. You can't sue me for nothing. I'm not saying doing nothing. This is for entertainment purposes only, okay? But face the darkness, face your shadow, face the parts of you that you are truly scared to acknowledge, that you are ashamed to acknowledge, that you are embarrassed about, and you will see that you find a version of yourself that you can learn to love. And it's only through accepting the darkness within you that you are able to do this. So, I hope that you're able to take a little bit of something, a little gem or two from this video, and that you know that it's okay to acknowledge the darker parts of yourself. And I really do hope that you have the support system that it requires to hold you down when you're going through the painful process of shedding the old self and welcoming in the new self. I hope you have that support system. But until next time, I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Please remember to subscribe and to like and comment. Your engagement, again, means the fucking world to me, and it's gonna continue to motivate me to keep doing videos, even if I look like an ugly, disheveled mess. So, until next time, ciao.